Hey, what's going on? Welcome to my secondary channel. Good evening. The number one grind of real talk. Again, that's my secondary channel. This is the Underrated MMA Sports Talk number 35. Number 35. Let me read this out. Just remember us as the righteous ones, we are still be winners. Mark Nash in the building. Thanks for coming. Very much appreciated. And we got a fire show getting on and everything. And so we're gonna start this intro up and sit back, relax, and we're gonna get this cracking after this intro. After the intro.
Sometimes people don't know how much hard work you put in. But when it comes time to battle, you must think about each and every day that you put that hard work in.
What happened? Why don't you play anymore?
Brian Banks was 16 years old when he was accused of a crime he did not commit.
Welcome back. Welcome. Again, this is the Underrated MMA Talk number 35. We got Brother George in the building. You got to mute your mic and introduce yourself, please.
Good evening, folks. This is man with George Page, aka Emperor of Female Bobbing Talk, aka the Emperor of WWE Talk. Also, the fan of Sarah Muscles McMahon. And I'm here with my brother, the Underrated Darkest, and my little brother, Gucci 23.
Oh, little brother. Hey, shout out to you, my brother. Thanks for taking you.
Hating.
That was Sarah McMahon last night. She put me to sleep.
Oh, wow.
Well,
okay.
She took your no-dos.
Put me
So
to sleep.
Yeah, so how you feel, Escotcha 23? How you feel today?
I'm doing a lot better, man. Last weekend, I just didn't feel too good, man. Yeah, last week I just didn't feel too good, man. So I just sat back and I just relaxed. You know what I mean? But I'm doing a lot better now. So how you brothers doing?
We doing all right. We doing good. You was missed last week.
I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing a lot better, man. I'm just sitting here, just chilling, man.
Great. Before I continue, this coming week there ain't gonna be no show because there's gonna be no matches happen. But the following week we be back. Let me repeat it again. There's no show next Sunday, but the following Sunday we'll be back the second week of April. Right? So Keep that in mind. And again, welcome Mark Nash in the building. I guess we just let's get it going here.
All right.
Well, like I said, George Pace was talking about Sam McMahon, so go ahead, brother.
Well, it was a pretty good match. I mean, the thing was that Carl Rosa didn't know what to do. You know, at that point where Sarah was on the back, she could have made the referee stand her up, but she didn't. She was just trying to try and jump her guard. But you know, she just didn't have anything. I mean, you know, if you're a smarter fighter, you know, you shouldn't. You know, if you know that this person is going to use, like I said again, that is Sarah's skill set. She is a wrestler. You know, she'll want you to come in at her on the ground. You know, but the thing was that Carol she wasn't thinking it. You know, she should, like I said, if she wanted to keep going to stand up, she should have, walk back, tell the referee, stand her up. They could have kept on going, but she didn't do that. So pretty much that's why she lost that fight. You know, like I said, with some Brazilian fighters, they don't have a great grasp of wrestling. They have good BJJ, but not a great grasp of wrestling. I know a lady who did interview her back, and she went to Brazil. She went actually, this Manny Poke. She went to Brazil to help out Mana Ribas in her fight, was supposed to be was against Michelle Waterhead, and she was there also training other fighters to wrestle for a wrestling tournament. And that's the thing is that a lot of these Brazilian fighters have good BJJ, but they don't have good wrestling, and that's the thing that separates. That wrestling helps you out a little bit. Look what happened to Amanda Nunes.
Oh,
Here we go again.
yeah, you ain't gonna let that go, aren't you? Huh?
We always gonna do that. We always go. Yeah, we gonna.
Yeah. Like I said, she bored me to sleep, man. She bored me to sleep. Like I said, she had her in a position where I thought maybe she would like at least get the red nigga choke, but she's just standing in that position. I was like, oh, just another Sarah McMahon fight. She just bored me to death. You know what I mean? Typical, like she always does. Like I said, Sarah McMahon, she could beat all these fighters outside of the top 10, but then when she fights somebody in the top 10, she gets utterly destroyed. So, like I said, I'm not really surprised. Like I said, typical Sarah McMahon fight as always. You know what I mean? Just bored people to death. You know what I mean? So
you're right, exactly. But before we continue, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
And I with some other people here. It seems like when ESPN be having these when they throw these UFC matches, right? It be boring. Is that just me?
Well, usually with the fight nights, it's not as big because it's mostly either somebody try to fight for contendership for the next title, or just something put together. The purpose is to have UFC activity. That's what that's the purpose of fight night. It's everybody waits for the pay-per-view. I think the next pay-per-view is going to be week after next. That's the 9th, and that's the big thing people wait for. But the fight nights is mostly entertaining for the crowds. It's, this was the first fight night they had a real crowd, because mostly they were doing them in Vegas, where we didn't have anybody really there, and it was an opportunity to see MMA live in person.
Mm-hmm. Good. Before I hold that thought. Let me introduce to the people. Brother Watcher from down under. And also we got brother Todd Akins. Welcome.
Oh shoot, full house tonight. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Salute, guys.
All right.
Everybody came for the scene of crime.
Yeah. How you feel, brother Todd?
I feel good, thanks. How are y'all?
Yeah.
Fire show earlier, man. Fire show earlier.
Yeah, it was like he interviewed Katie Perez. She's a great young lady I interviewed a while back. I think she's a great fighter. Hope to see more of her in the future, because she fights at 105 and in Invicta.
All right, so before we continue, I want to ask brother Underrated and brother George Pace, what did you guys talk about last weekend?
I think we talked about a little bit of there was that little fight that we talked about a little bit of that, and we talked about some stuff here and there.
Yeah,
right. Because I know Watcher he's gonna probably agree with me too on this, because last weekend I saw the card, right, and we all know the UFC what they're trying to do. They're trying to hype up Paddy the Batter. They try to hype him. Yep, they're trying to hype him up to be the next McGregor. And like I said, I saw in that fight that Paddy the Batter, he got dropped. And he's lucky that Vargas had takedown defense. I mean, he's lucky that what's his name, Vargas did not have takedown defense, because had Vargas had not had takedown defense, he probably would have stopped it, Paddy the Batter last night. But I saw some things that the UFC are just trying to hype this up because they need, they need that, that Eastern European, come up, because, Conor McGregor is no longer that guy anymore. And like I said, I've been hearing things from, from Paddy Patter. He said that he wants a couple more, unranked guys, and then he wants to fight for the title. So that was telling me that he doesn't want to go through the fire, and he doesn't want no smoke with Ilia Topuria. If you guys remember, he had an altercation with Ilia Topuria where he was throwing things at Ilia Topuria. And like I said, during his post interview, that man has not once mentioned a fight with Ilia Topuria. So you already could tell that Paddy the Paddy, he's already starting to duck, fighters. Mm-hmm. Like I say, he just want to fight a couple more unknown guys, and then he just want to fight for the title. That pretty much tells me that that guy's not really trying to put in the work. He's just trying to find an easy route to the title, man. I don't like that at all, man.
Mm-hmm. But technically, he's not Eastern European. He's just European because,
whatever. Whatever. But I know the brother Watcher, he agrees with me on that too. But I want to hear what he had to say about that.
Yeah, and also we're gonna get Brother Atkins in it too. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, what more is there to say? I mean, I've been saying for the longest time. I mean, I saw this dude in, I think, Caged Warrior. I forgot the organization name. I think it's that. Well, Cage Warriors, I think that's what it was. But I've never rated him. I think that he really is, to me, a kind of one-trick pony. Like it will go bad for him, and then because the guys he's fighting out very good. Don't know how to deal with his skill set when he ends up pulling it out. He'll submit them or something, which is what happened last time. But when you're struggling this early, I mean, it's going to happen, Amanda. It happened with Amanda. It happened with, other guys earlier in their career and other women fighters. But at the end of the day, this guy is talking all this shit. He's been doing for a long time. I mean, who throws bottles and shit around and then, when you're asked about who do you want to fight next, you freaking talk. You're not even bringing up the guy's name that you apparently have beef with, because I believe he was in the same card and he knocked the guy out cold.
Yep.
And it was a far better performance than what Paddy did. I mean, Paddy got dropped. He was getting controlled by a guy that's not really known, for even being. But I mean, the guy gave it up, dude. I mean, he got tripped. He got tripped so easily. And it was a crap fight, really. So, yeah, I agree.
Todd, what you think, brother?
The throw was legit. That was a legit technique. He's got good ground skill. It's not easy to get good at jiu-jitsu, honestly. I don't think people understand how hard it is to even get decent, let alone good at jiu-jitsu. You can kind of talk about this with the Rod Tang match if you want to talk about that later. But, yeah, I mean, he's got good ground skill. I've seen some of his other fights. And so he's a lot different than McGregor in that way, because McGregor's not all that good on the ground. But they'll bring him along slowly. They'll look at his fights. They'll kind of assess what they want to do with him. I don't think they'll put him in there with anybody that's too dangerous, because he showed some flaws in this fight. But he's got good ground skill, and it's not easy to achieve decent ground skill, really. So, yeah, we'll just have to see what more he can do, really.
Well, like I said, the first thing he needs to do, he needs to work on his striking defense, because he already in both of his fights, he already's got hurt. You know what I mean? And like I said, if he's gonna fight somebody up in the top 10 or Ilia Topuria, he's gonna have to work on that striking defense, because he's gonna get knocked out when he fights somebody who actually could defend the takedown and he actually has power. So that's something that he needs to work on. Because like I said, back-to-back fights, like I said, he got dropped, and he was getting better. So that's something that he has to work on, man.
Totally agree with that, and I think go more on that with Brother Escacha. Is like, where's the proof when it's going to happen? Because I was thinking the same thing when he start start having these top 10 matches, he really going to be exposed.
And like I said, when you look at both his fights, he's already has been exposed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I mean more exposed. That's what I mean. I'm sorry. More exposed.
Like I said, what the UFC is gonna do, they're gonna try and like put him in these easy matchups. You know what I mean? You know, because right now the UFC are looking for, they need that next big star. And like I said, Paddy to Paddy, he already has a country behind him. You know what I mean? So they're gonna at least try to protect him as much as possible, give him these easy fights, man. But like I said, once he gets in the top 10 and the top 5, man, he ain't gonna be able to dodge none of those fights, man. You know what I mean?
So, like I said, it's going to try to get him, chump change fights, see how he does, if he can, but then you got to be careful. Sometimes you got a guy who might be just as hungry and even more hungry. And then, you think, this is going to be easy win. This is, we've seen cherry picking happen before. When you cherry pick somebody, look what happened to Keith Thurman when he fought Manny Pacquiao, look what happened to other fighters who've done that in the past. If he's not careful, he's gonna get somebody who's okay. His record's not that good. We'll give him an easy win, and then boom, he be put out like get dropped like a sack of potatoes.
Well,
it's bound to happen, though. It's bound to happen, man. If he doesn't work on that striking defense.
Okay. Yeah, Brother Tall, you want to ask something?
No, I'll stay on mute because I kind of have a cough. So yeah, I didn't have anything to add.
Okay. Yeah. Come on. We can keep on with those. So we're gonna say the main event for last, and what Brother Tar told, we're gonna say those for last because I want to get to it all. The card was okay.
Well, like I said, don't forget that like the main event from last week, Khan Aspinall. He's pretty good. I like the guy. He's pretty good. He's a fast upcomer, heavyweight. I mean, he submitted Alexander Volkan. Like I said, that was a good win. I think the next fight for Tom Aspinall, I think it's time we give him a guy in the top 5. I would not say Derek Lewis. I'd probably say Tai Tuivasa. I think that would be.
You think he's ready for top 5 now? You think?
I think he is ready for top 5 because he just beat Alexander Volkan, who was ranked.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Ranked number 6. I don't want to see him against Derek Lewis. I would like to see him against maybe like somebody in the top 5, like maybe Tai Tuivasa. You know what I mean? I think that would pretty be a good scrap. You know what I mean? But yeah, his win last weekend was pretty good. It was a pretty good win. What do you guys think of that win?
It's all right. I see all the fight because, like I said, I was out and about that Saturday, and I missed it.
Watch it. What do you think?
Which one? You talking about the Aspinall one?
Yeah, he submitted.
I mean, it was all right. I wasn't like really surprised. I mean, it's like that fight was like just waking up in the morning. Just waking up in the morning. I think Tom's good. I understand he's confident. I think he'd beat Tai Tuivasa, and I think they'd be smart to go for that because Tai is not all that skilled. He's big and he's not the slowest of heavyweights either. So there's just a little enough risk there, for others to see. But Cyril Gahn was there, and Tom was talking about him, and then Gahn said it would like be an honor, to fight Aspinall. But I don't think they're going to go for Cyril next. I think they're either going to go for Derek Lewis or Tai Tuivasa. They should go for Tuivasa because Tuivasa just beat Derek, and I don't think Derek deserves that opportunity anymore. I mean, that guy's been handed so many opportunities and failed. So, probably Tuivasa. Actually, that is who we called out, though. That's who we called out right after his post-fight. So, I mean, they can do that. They can do Tuivasa versus Aspinall.
Do you think it should be for an interim title belt?
Nah, don't worry about all that stuff. That's pointless.
All right.
That's pointless.
Yeah, it always gives me what's the point of this interim belt? Is really is just you have a title. Why have a belt like that if it never makes sense to me, this whole interim thing. I mean, it's too many of them. Yeah.
Say, Todd, what do you think of his performance?
Who, Aspinall?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Volkov's a pretty tough fighter. He was a good fighter in Bellator too, long time ago. It's a good win for him to beat Volkov. Tuivasa, I don't know. Maybe Tuivasa could get a bigger fight. He did beat Lewis. But I mean, he could do that fight too. But I think he could get a bigger fight because he's won several fights in a row. So maybe Aspinall wouldn't get him. Maybe.
Well, like I said, I've been hearing that they want to do Aspinall versus John Jones, but I don't think I want to see John Jones fight until he gets right first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not right all the way. Let me let the Elder Boxing. What's good? Welcome. I want you to go support the brother right here. Brother right here be breaking down fights and everything else. I want you. Let's go support them, and thanks for being here. Welcome to the Underrated MMA Talk number 35. And we got brother Todd Atkins in the building, brother Watcher from down under. Then we got S.A. Gotcha. Don't get sick no more. Hope you can. I'm messing with you. But I'm glad that you're here and then the one and only one, All Joe's Rage. And again, before we continue, there's not gonna be no MMA next week because there's no matches. There's no matches, and the following week we will have them live. Here, echo.
How about now?
Nope, it's just
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
I hear echo.
George, you go.
Oh, wait a second.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I want to stay on this card for a couple more fights. So there was this fighter that did something I did not like. Now George Page, Coach Helen Harrison, he already talked about this. It was very foolish of her to do this. Marlon McCann, like I said, it was a good knockout. But what she did was very ridiculous, that she went outside the octagon and she grabbed a record of the UFC belt and she acted like she actually won the belt.
Oh my God.
No, she didn't. Really?
Yes.
I forgot about that shit. I forgot about that shit.
I think I left before the
his reaction. He's like, oh my God, he goes. Jesus.
Oh boy.
You there? Are they muted? You're on mute, guys.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, she need to learn the Valentina curse. Anytime, she speak Valentina's name, but then getting a fake title. It's like you remember back in the day in WWF days when Ric Flair went over to WWF for about a minute and he had a heavyweight title, had to blink it out because they didn't want to show it. It's like she's just ridiculous. She's ridiculous. And and she got a lucky shot with that spinning elbow, and she knocked Carolina out. But she probably wouldn't have won that fight if Carolina really got her hell up.
Hello?
Yeah, Todd, what do you think about that?
I mean, I don't get too worked up over the whole belt thing. I mean, I don't care what people do, really. For me, I just watch the fights for. At this point in my life, I just watch the fights for the techniques and stuff. I don't even really care who wins the fights necessarily. It's more the matchup and what's interesting, the technique within the matchup. I don't root for anybody or care who wins or loses, really. For me, it's just something to watch.
Mm-hmm. So stay right there, Todd. Stay right here. Since we're going to move on from that, do you think Jack Shore is the next big thing in the featherweight division?
I'd have to look over, I'd have to look over the divisions and kind of refresh my mind on who all's in the divisions. But, the lighter divisions are pretty tough. So it would be hard to say anybody is because the competition is so heavy in both divisions. Yeah, I mean, for me, if it's somebody who can't wrestle at a really high level, I think they're limited on what they can do ultimately. That goes for anybody, in my opinion. They could be a great striker, they could be great at jiu-jitsu, but if they can't wrestle at a really high level, they're limited, and they'll probably lose to somebody that can ultimately. So that's kind of how I look at it when I look at prospects.
I just want to correct myself. It was not featherweight; it's bantamweight. Sorry about that. And one more thing, Tom, I ask you, Arnold Allen, how far do you think he'll go?
Again, he fought Dan Hooker.
Yeah,
Dan Hooker also cut a lot of weight for the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard to know. You saw him win the fight, but it's hard to really draw anything from that. And like I said, those divisions are tough divisions. So he's going to have to prove a lot more in the future, just like the other guy you mentioned, I forgot. Sure. Both those guys have a long way to go. Anyone who says this person or that person next big thing at those divisions, it would be way too early to say something like that.
Okay. Now, you mentioned it when you came in, ONE FC. Break us, talk us to us about that. Because I saw the highlight. I saw the highlight with Demetrius Johnson when he submitted Roctane with the rear naked choke. And props for Roctane, you know what I mean? Because he didn't tap, man. He went out on his own shield, man. So break that down for us, brother.
Yeah, I actually thought the one event was very interesting because he had two matches, Rodtang versus Johnson, and also Lee versus Stamp. So you had two Muay Thai champions. Rodtang's champion, as is Stamp. And, a lot of people, I had made a video on YouTube where I said that really Rodtang was going to have no chance against Demetrius Johnson in the MMA round if it got there, and that I thought Johnson would do, pretty good against him in the Muay Thai round. The reason I felt that way is MMA fighters, they know a little of everything, and some of them are really good at everything. Johnson's one of those. And in the fight, in the first round, Johnson was pretty effective against Rodtang. He exchanged with Rodtang, and he probably could have put him in the fence and held him there the entire fight. A lot of people think that the Muay Thai clinch is some sort of equal to a high level wrestler. It's not, and you saw that in these two fights. The Johnson, as soon as he decided to take Rodtang down, he did it easily. And Lee actually took Stamp to the clinch multiple times. That's where she chose to beat her. Stamp couldn't out clinch Lee at all. And the Muay Thai clinch, great for offense, clinch to offense, like one to offense. But wrestlers clinch, or free, especially Greco wrestlers, is control to control, not control to offense. Step one to step two. Control, takedown. In Muay Thai, that's not an emphasis for them. They can throw guys from there, but the Muay Thai clinch is no equal to someone who's a decent or high-level wrestler at all, and it showed in those matches, which I thought was pretty interesting. The other thing is the MMA fighter doesn't have to make adjustments. Rodtang in the second round, he came out completely different stance, left-handed. He's kind of standing long instead of standing square like Muay Thai fighters normally do. He changed everything. MMA fighter doesn't have to change a thing. Johnson fought the same in the first round as he did in the second round. And that's also something I think Stamp had to, although she didn't really change her stance, she had to change her tactics. She did almost finish Lee actually in the first like 20, 30 seconds. She hit Lee with a good body shot that, Lee had to kind of double over and back away. But ultimately, the clinch, Lee won the fight in the clinch, clinching Stamp, taking her down, winning the fight there.
Yeah,
Stamp
because
did show some good escapability on the ground. I think she's getting better as a grappler. She's a really flexible, and she does a lot of the dancing stuff. So I think she's got good dexterity, hip dexterity, which is something you need in jiu-jitsu. So I think she's improving, but Lee was miles ahead of her. And Johnson, Rod Tongue, had no idea what to do, and he got taken to the ground. So, yeah, he was totally like a fish out of water. So I think mixed martial arts fighters have a big advantage in these mixed rules fights because what the rules are from round 1 to round 2 to round 3 don't really matter.
I think with that's the same shot that I think when Angelique was fighting, I think Sui Ham, where she hit her, and she has a soft middle. That's the one thing you should be working on her. Like, like hit her with a bat every so often, a few kicks. Work a body shot. Rose Namajunas is also bad about taking body shots. If you know that's your midsection is your core is your weakest thing, you need to work on that and build on that. And now, I think Stamp has to go back to, back to A, and then have to build herself up again. The good question is like, would she ever, like would the one fighters leave one champion for UFC? Some won't, because they make more money over there compared to come to UFC. They only want to come if they feel like there's some real profit to be made for.
Yeah, and it's easier for them to get fights in Singapore and places like that when the visa is concerned. So, for Thai athletes and whatnot. So, yeah, it's a little bit of an easier thing for them to just fight in Asia. Plus, it's more like a home ground, to fight there.
Well, I could say this, Todd. I could say this. Shin Aoki needs to retire. He needs to retire. I saw that. I saw that by Sexyama when he hit him with the down knee, and he started pounding him. Bam, bam, bam. I think it's time for him to retire, because if I remember correctly, didn't like Shin Aoki fought back in Pride Day?
Well, Aoki almost finished Akiyama, but
he did.
Yeah,
I only saw the highlights.
He's always been a killer be killed. He's always been a guy who finishes the guy with submission, or he gets beat. And that's always been kind of his way to fight. I don't think he'll fight much longer anyway. That's why they did the fight. Both these guys are down the road, so I don't think it's something where they'll do some fights for entertainment or whatever. But it's not like they're trying to carry their career on another 10 years or anything like that.
Todd, did you see that one? I didn't see it, but there was another fight. The guy who beat Johnson, did he retain his belt?
Yeah, he won by triangle.
Okay.
Yeah, the fight was they exchanged some strikes and whatnot, and he ended up on his back. I don't know if he got taken down or it might have been a slip. I don't remember, but yeah, he locked up the triangle pretty quickly. Actually, he's got long legs. That guy. I think his name's might be Moraes or something. But yeah, he's got long legs, a real fast triangle. Knows how to finish it.
I'm not gonna lie, he looks like a lightweight.
But for me, again, like I was talking about with fights in general, I was looking forward to those two fights in particular because you had Thai champions facing MMA, MMA champions. Demetrius Johnson, one of the great fighters of all time, and Angelique's done a lot of stuff for a female fighter too. So you had two really high-level MMA athletes facing two Thai world champions, and the Thais were no match for those fighters.
Yeah, I think that's
what I heard. They were way behind them.
I think with the Thai fighters, because they mostly their style is kind of mostly stand up. They they lack like when you have to do groundwork, you have to do clinch work. Especially if you don't have any kind of wrestling or BJJ, it's difficult for a lot of fighters who transition from doing Muay Thai like people like look at Joanna Jacek, who's Muay Thai heavy. She mostly just has she has good takedown defense, but that's not enough. And it's just if it's good in a place like One Championship where they can alternate between from MMA to Muay Thai. They also have kickboxing, but I think it's a lot harder for a lot of these fighters to come over here and be in like organizations like Bellator or the UFC.
Well, I've always felt if you can't wrestle at a high level, how good can you really be? I mean, some of it's going to come down to matchmaking, but a guy like Hamzat, a guy like Khabib, Islam, these guys who can take anyone down pretty much whenever they want. They can go as far as they feel like going. The other skills they can obtain over time, but the most important skill to control the fight they're like a black belt, like a 4th degree black belt, and in wrestling, and they can put anybody anywhere they want at will, pretty much. And for guys like that, they have no ceiling. All these other guys, you can say, oh, this guy's the next big. They have a ceiling. If they can't wrestle at that level, they have a ceiling. When they run into someone who can wrestle at that level, they're probably gonna get beat.
Mm-hmm. And last night was Matt Brown was fighting. He figured it's time for him to retire because he's been in there since a little over 10 years. I mean, he's one of those guys that has been in the UFC when it really was transitioned and became in the big organization it is now. It's a lot of these guys like him and Cowboy Cerrone, and I think talk about Nick Diaz supposed to be leaving. He wants to end his contract. Like you told, like you said earlier, you told a while back. You said that George St. Pierre.
I gotta get going. I apologize. I gotta get going, but y'all take care.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, take care, bro. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, a lot of these older fighters who are still contracted, who need to go ahead and move on. I mean, I watched that fight with Matt Brown and Barbary, I think his name was, and Matt was doing pretty good, but after a while he started gassing out. He's 41 years old, and you try to maintain that level with guys who are in their 20s and 30s. I mean, it's just time to rethink about it. You're a father, you got kids. There's always people can use trainers and instructors. You start your own gym, especially he was fighting in his own backyard in Columbus.
It was a good fight. I'm not gonna lie, though.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good fight. There was point in that fight that Bonarina could have stopped. He could have stopped Matt Brown. He could have stopped him, but I believe that Bonarina was also tied in that fight as well. It was a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a pretty good fight. That was like my favorite fight on that whole card. And also, I looked George, and he's been in UFC since 2008.
Now that it is time. Really, that's 14 years. That's almost 14 years. I mean, you got to think about how many men can compete that long. The guys like that was there when he started, like Tito Ortiz and Rich Franklin, Anderson Silva, all those other guys are gone, retired. And you're still fighting. I mean, you're not stacking your chips and try to, because he has two sons. I mean, he showed his sons, so he was at the fight watching them. I mean,
you gotta look at this, George. He's not at least getting brutally knocked out. He's still competing with these guys. That's the best part about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But what Coach said, your chin is not gonna last forever. Somebody's gonna give him a good shot, and he's out.
Yeah. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Let's see. Also on that card. So, what do you guys think of Neil Magny? What do you think of Neil Magny? He just tied GSP with
the most wins in welterweight.
Yeah, at 19.
It's pretty good. You think you got a shot climb up for the title if you get enough any more wins?
Nah, I don't think so. Magny's not gonna. He's not gonna win the title. He's not. Magny, to me, Magny. He's a fighter that he could beat everybody outside the top 10, but when it's time to fight people in the top 10, he gets destroyed. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the kind of fighter that he is. He's Magny. I hate to use this term, but he's like a gatekeeper. He's a gatekeeper for fighters are trying to, get into the top 10. That's what Magny is. I mean,
Yeah.
good fighter. I love the guy. Man. I was happy that he made history, which he needs one more victory, and he'll make the history of the most wins at welterweight. Man, I'm happy that he got the win. Because like I said, that was a close fight.
Yeah.
It was a very close fight. Magny got dropped. He got dropped in the first round, and like I said, Max Griffin, which was his downfall, he started to slow at the second half. The second half of the second round, and then round 3 was all Magny, man. And I like that point. If you brothers didn't see it, that he power drive her.
He tombstone bombed them right there. That like the last 15 seconds of the fight.
Yeah, and DC say he power style. WrestleMania. He mentioned WrestleMania.
On this playing the Undertaker music. Dong, dong.
Yeah, man. But like I said, I'm happy for Neil Magny, man. I'm really happy for him. And like I said, he's the only welterweight to ever called out Kazmat Chimaev. A lot of dudes are not calling him out, and Magny is the only one that's actually calling him out, man. So a lot of props for doing that, man.
Or Kobe Covington, who I don't like calling. He called cum shot. I mean, I don't like Kobe. It's funny. He called him.
We're gonna talk about that. But like I said, I want to continue with the card last night.
Okay.
I want to ask the brother watcher. I'm gonna ask him.
Mm-hmm.
Kai France and Oscar. Do you really think Kai won that fight?
I think he won because he only did a little bit more on the feet. On the ground was night and day. I can see the angle of how people thought maybe Askarov won, but I thought Kai won. But it wasn't like spectacular, no.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Askar won that fight. That's just me. I thought he won that fight.
I got no problem with that, though. I mean, I can see how you could see how he won because he was more significant in his groundwork, in my opinion.
Yeah, and like I said, there was points in that fight, man. He could have stopped. He could have submitted Kai France, man. But salute for Kai for having really good submission defense. You know what I mean? He had him in the back. You saw he had him in the back mount. He's almost so close to slipping in the submission, man, the rear naked choke, man. But yeah, I thought Askar won that fight. You know what I mean? I mean, I think, like I said, I think they gave it to Kai because it wasn't his background, something like that. He had the hometown shit, whatever, and they try to push like something for like him for a title shot and all that crap.
Well, he's from New Zealand, so I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe.
I don't know, because like I said, the crowd was going crazy. I thought maybe he was like, he was like from there. You know what I mean?
Oh, do you know why they were going crazy? Because Askarov.
Because of the thing.
Yeah, that's why. And it was disgusting how Kai embraced that.
Yeah. That's
why I never liked Kai before. I've never liked him beforehand. He's only next door to my country. I've never liked him beforehand. That though, what he did, true piece of shit in my opinion. He embraced that. And he's lucky he got to fight someone that was ranked number 2. Now he can really petition for a title shot. But if you play games like that with other people who are also good on the ground, maybe they're not going to take their time like how Askarov did. And maybe they're for sure going to be better than Askarov on the feet. Askarov's not very good on the feet, but he was countering the shit out of Kai at times. You see those counters, those counter hooks, the counter lefts, on the feet? I mean, come on. Kai France was swinging haymakers. There's not much technical about his striking. He won, in my opinion, because he did a bit more on the feet, but I think the ground stuff was still very more significant. You can listen to a crowd all day. The crowd isn't scoring the fight at the end of the day.
True that. I'm going to shift over to the brother George Page. because the next fight was the co-main between Alexa Grasso and Joanne Wood. So go ahead, brother, break that down for us.
Well, not much to say. I mean, during Wood, she went in. She tried to strike with Alexa. And Alexa, she's a good boxer. Joanne's good. Joanne's also, remember, she's a Muay Thai fighter also. And basically, what's there really to say? She made a mistake letting Alexa get her back. She should have turned and try to get the mount. But she was Alexa was against the cage, and all she could do was just just slap it in a chokehold. That's really all that was it. I mean, if it would have went the distance, it would have been something else. But and we all know JoJo Woods. She is she's done. She is just a punching bag. I mean, it's just it was like she I think she really lost a lot of momentum over the years. Now now that she's married, she's got a family, she's not that. And Alexa, she's really climbing up. I mean, she switched from strawweight with the fly. She beats Macy Barber. Then who else she beat after that? I'm trying to remember. Just you remember who she beat after Macy Barber?
I'm looking at it right now. She beat Jojo Wood.
Yeah,
she beat Macy Barber, and she beat Jung Young Kim.
Yeah, Jung Young Kim, who should have won that fight against Marina Rodriguez, but that's just all debate about that one. But Alexa, she has good striking game. She's improving. She's developing. Like I said, she's still young. I think she's gonna be 28 this year, or 29. 28. I think she's gonna be 20 this year.
She's gonna be 29 in August.
29. Okay, yeah, 29. And she's developing as a fighter. She has good stand up. She has now she's a submission specialist. You might call it. Kind of like what happened with when GGR submitted Juliana Pena, a fighter who's known for their stand-up, then wins their first fight in their career by submitting somebody. JoJo, she, I don't know why she don't need to be top 10 much longer. This is, she got beat up by Santos, and she got beat up by, she barely, she should have won that fight against Meth Head Murphy, but but she, and then she had opportunity to call out for the champ, but you know what? Everybody's too scared of the champ.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, you can't. That whole saying, "Close my mouth, get fed." But on the undercard was Manon versus Jennifer Maia.
Maia.
And people sit around like Maia has that one round against Valentina. One round don't mean nothing. Don't win the whole fight. I mean, I get tired of people with these more wins. More wins don't mean shit. It's not a win. It's not a real win. But she stepped in the last minute when happened with Evil Black Eye when she decided to, I don't want to fight. I'm hurt. I mean, I slipped a disc while I was on OnlyFans. I mean, what? But I watched that fight. I mean, Manon is a tough character, but this has been the toughest fight she ever had. I mean, her last 3 fights since she got in, she ran through a lot of opponents, but Jennifer gave her a good fight. I mean, Jennifer has good striking. Jennifer's one of the few women who has a win over Jessica Andrade. That was back when they were fighting 135. Yep. And she put up a good fight. I mean, one point she hits Manon with a good head kick, and I thought, wow. I felt like if Jennifer had some more tools, she probably could have beat Manon, but Manon was just pushing the fight. I mean, she used her power. She's stronger. She's taller. I mean, she has some good takedown defense, but Jennifer is a BJJ expert. She took her down a couple of times.
I'm not gonna lie though, she reminds me of like Holly Holm when she was doing all those side kicks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing that people. I know. DC was talking about how they keep doing side kicks because you're careful someone's gonna catch those side kicks. Yeah, because you remember Holly was a kickboxer for a good while before she became into the UFC. Before she was boxing and kickboxing in the UFC. And yeah, that's the thing is I think that's what they want to push her as the French Holly Holm. She has that like Holly Holm. She has that fit body. She's not. Holly is a little bit better looking. Manon's a little rough, and then she's a firefighter, and you got Holly Holmes is the preacher's daughter, and I think she called out the blonde fighter, Caitlin Chikagian.
Oh God, that's gonna be a boring fight.
I think what it is, it's going to be a boring fight, but then it's going to be Arian's wet dream because you have these two blonde fighters fighting each other, the French girl and the All American girl. I think how it is. There is that contingent of racists in who a lot of probably love to see these two blonde fighters fight each other. You have guys in Ku Klux Klan with their hood standing up straight up like they having a a chest erection. I mean, it's just. Manon is a good fighter. I think would be a good test is see how she does against Alexa Grasso. And Chikagian supposed to be fighting Amanda Hebus, but I don't think she should fight Hebus. I think Caitlin should fight. Let's see, maybe no. Sure, I fought Jeremiah before. I try to think of, let's see. Would be a good fight. Maybe her and Lauren Murphy again. I know Lauren fighting
Now Lauren Murphy is fighting Misha Tate.
Yeah, I know that.
Hey.
But maybe something happens to Cupcake Hate Tate. Maybe she gets sick or something. Maybe that'd be probably a better fight. Like I said, I'm showing stuff for how she's picking on Lauren Murphy. I can't stand Misha Tate. I can't stand her. It just something about her. You know what? No wonder I said this before. No wonder Ronda Rousey don't like her. She's just a hater. She's just
too fake though. She's just too very fake. I just don't.
Yeah, she's fake. She's fake like her boobies. She's fake like her nose. I mean,
watch your mouth about the boobies, man. Try to get me shut down, man. Come on, cut it up.
I'm saying boobies. I'm saying the other word. But I think if Mono want to fight somebody, we gotta wait to have what happens between Talos and Talia and Valentina, and then maybe it'd probably be a possible title maybe between her and Alexa. I think her and Alexa probably be a better fight. If I was the UFC, I think that's the fight I would set up. Caitlin Chikagian, she can fight Amanda Hebus, and then that'd be it.
Right. All right. So the last fight on the card was Curtis Blaze and Chris Dawkins. I'm gonna give this one to my brother Watcher, man. What do you think of that?
That was really fucking bad. That was really bad. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't like the card. I'll come out and say I don't really like the card much. And that was kind of the icing on the cake. I mean, first round wasn't much. When are these guys going to learn to get their head off the line when they're punching and kicking and everything? I mean, defend yourself. Curtis, in my opinion, has severely dropped in progression. I don't think he's improved really. He would have landed that punch 4 years ago on a guy. You know what I mean? I don't see any difference. That was worse than the Derek Lewis one because Derek caught him in a bit of a blind spot. It was understandable, but this one, the way he hit the floor, and he didn't bother to get in a good guard position. He just covered up. The moment he got hit with that punch, he accepted defeat. He covered up, and he got a nice elbow in the spine. Did you see that when Curtis Blades was grabbing down?
I've seen that.
He missed the elbow and he hit him right in the fucking back. That's what happens when you turn your fucking back. That's why I say in boxing and with everything else, do never turn your back or give your back. Ever. He deserved to lose. And Chris Dawkins needs to hang it up. This clearly isn't for you. He just
fights watcher? Just in 2 fights, you want him to hang it up? God damn.
Yes, absolutely. It's happened to several guys in a lot of combat sports. This isn't for him. Stick to being a cop. Yeah. Stick to being a police officer.
You know what, Brother Watch? I'm glad that you bring that up because when I was setting up this live today, and I was watching other fights, I had to look at the fight again, and it was so worse to find a thumbnail that could be something. And the thumbnail that y'all seen, that's actually happened. I didn't like the fight. I did not like it, nothing in it. Well, I mean, just look at the record is almost identical. And it just, for me, it's like same thing. It's like, and it's like one of those. I feel it was one of those matches that it's
You
like
felt it was like a mismatch.
yeah, it was. It was. I mean, like, where's the progression at? I'm with Brother Watcher. I really was. I'm not just saying this, saying that I understand what Brother Watcher you talking about. Where's the improvement?
From both guys, not just
For
the
both,
guy that lost.
yeah, for both.
Because he got hit in that exchange. He still got hit in that exchange.
Right.
The only reason he was really able to react is because he saw the guy go down, and he ground and pounded him, and he punched his fucking head in, and that's the bottom line. I say retire because one, he's already lost some fights, right? I'm not talking about Derek Lewis. Before that, he's even lost. He got knocked out cold by Derek Lewis. Okay, his eyes were almost out of his fucking face.
No.
This fight, it's like he got shot with a gun. Did you hear the noise of when he hit him?
Yeah.
It went like you could hear everything like that with the bone, the knuckle, the muscle, everything. He went down bad. I don't think, and the way he shrugs off losses like it's no big deal is complete BS. Okay, you have to win. You have to win if you want to undergo this. He rode that wave so hard. Oh, he's a cop. He's a cop and he's a fighter. Now he's turned into a full-time fighter. Well, maybe you should fucking stick to being a cop, huh? Maybe that will work out better. So you don't get knocked the fuck out. Huh?
Well, most cops right here in the States, most of them are cowards. They usually were bullies when they were kids and became bullies when cops. And then, there's not always being a police officer doesn't mean you're tough. You got a gun, you got all this weaponry on you. I mean, it's a job.
There's other ways to earn money than getting knocked the fuck out. And that's a good career advice for Chris Dawkins here. And he wasn't in shape either, really. I mean, look at him. He's in terrible shape. What's up with these guys?
Yeah, stick with your job where you have benefits. You got pension. You can, stick with that.
You know what though, and I'm gonna say this though. I meant to say this every time. I'm glad it came with my mind. I'm glad that your brothers bring it up. This is the Underrated MMA Talk. Sports number 35. We got Brother Watcher, Brother Escotcha 23, Ultras Wage. And we did had Brother Todd Atkins. He probably had a phone call, but if you ain't come back, thank you very much, Brother Todd Atkins. And salute to everybody in the chat. Thank you very much. Hit the like button, smash it, so we can get the algorithm and get it going. But I'd rather see a match that both men's in shape or women's in shape that you see they had a plan to win, that they go head to head, submission, kick, all that. I'd rather see that. The action comes with it. Then they knock them out. I say, you know what? That's a satisfying win. And even if the women or men lost, I could say, you know what? Despite they get knocked out, at least they give me something that I could see in the past, in the future. And so when I see the last fight you talk about, it wasn't nothing. It was really, I'm like, this what it comes to right now?
Man, it's not surprising. I mean,
it really is. It's like, what's the sense? What's the sense I turn on? I know y'all feel the same way. I could talk for y'all. What's the sense to turn on a TV for this?
Oh, mate, like that's why I didn't watch like half the card. I watched like 2 or 3 fights in total on the card. I mean, if anyone enjoyed the card, that's okay. That's their opinion. I'm just saying, like, fucking ridiculous.
Well, like I said, some of the fights put me to sleep.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm not gonna lie, man.
Yeah,
Some
but
of
even
this,
when we
I
talk about it, you
I think
know,
go ahead.
let me say this. I'm gonna get back to y'all. Even like in the past, we talk about these cards. It's even hard for us to really talk about it. We're trying to find someone. Well, you know, he did, did an inside kick. But it's just like these promoters. If y'all promoters, I know you hearing us and everything. Give us some good fight. Give us some good matches.
There's not many good ones coming up. I can tell you that.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of like dry because unless you wait for by the summer,
by the
because
summertime, maybe by the summertime, that's where all the good fights are coming up.
that's usually what it is because they reserve that they give you the ham and egg fights just to keep you interested, but then hold the real meat and potatoes for when people are at home. People are on vacation. They get the time to come and go to the shows and spend their money. That's what they're waiting for.
I'm just saying though. So that means I gotta go through another month and a half with this.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I think around June and July, they're supposed to have the International Fight Week. That's
Right.
his
What
anniversary.
even is that? Can someone explain to me what that means?
I don't know.
I can't explain it. Do you want?
They don't even go overseas to fucking fight or go everywhere else. They have fights in Vegas. It's no difference. It's just a press conference full of fighters. They talk shit about people outside their division, and that's it. That's all it ever seemed to me.
Right.
Can I try and explain to you, brother Watcher?
Yeah, explain.
I'll do it the best I can. Trust me, if I'm wrong, I think what it is that I think is advertisement. For what I don't know. That's what I get from it.
I know
I
what they're gonna do. I know what they're gonna do because what they're gonna do is they're gonna like make a fight with the champion, and then there's gonna be an up and comer, and then they're gonna promote that up and comer off the back of like some other champion's name. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna do some cringy shit like that, So yeah, but I mean, I've never heard an explanation from Dana. I mean, trying to get an explanation out of that guy is like trying to fly or something. Fuck, I don't know.
But how he is. He's master and commander of this plantation. He don't like anybody.
He's sitting up here and he's fucking going on about like, oh, Jones can return when he's ready. Fucking 3 years later, and he still ain't fucking ready. This shit is a hold up, dude. There's too many people holding up the fucking sport, dude. Right. McGregor, fuck him off or get him a fight. Do something about it. Do something.
Don't forget.
Sound angry. I'm not angry.
Georgiana Jacek, who hadn't fought for almost everybody else has been active, and she hadn't fought for almost 2 years.
Right.
About 3 years, might as well say.
And I got an idea, y'all, and I'm glad your brother's here. What we're gonna do from now on, and tell me, yo, with this, the ones that's supposed to fight, that hold up the matches, we not discussing them no more. Is that fair? Y'all with that?
I mean, it makes sense though. I mean, why the fuck should we talk about Conor if he's not fighting?
Right, exactly. We're not so for right now, we're not talking about. So the ones that comes in the chat, anybody that is not fighting, we're not discussing them. The one that is holding up the fight, holding up the sport, we're not discussing them.
Yeah, you also Francis is gonna be out because of the fact he's fighting, but he's out because of knee injury.
ACL, I heard. ACL, MCL, something like that. He just got surgery too, and I believe so.
We may not see him to the middle of next year.
Yeah.
So now the thing is are they going to take his title away from him, or then are they going to put Cyril Gane and maybe probably have Gane versus Blades? That's a possibility, or Gane versus Stipe.
We don't know. We don't fucking know right now.
No, Blade's talking all that shit about Stipe. He wasn't saying the same shit a couple years ago, was he? Because he's busy getting knocked the fuck out by Derek Lewis. These guys talk so much shit. They talk so much shit. They think he beat Chris Dawkins. Great. Shit's ridiculous, dude. Just fight someone up there and win a fucking fight. He's still trying to chase Ngannou after he got his ass beat twice. Quickly, the second time, even quicker the second time, playing that dumbass, for him it is, Mortal Kombat theme in China. Ridiculous.
I was like saying, wait a minute, that's test your might. Who are you supposed to be? Jax?
Test your might on the canvas. That's where he tests his might.
Yeah, and you know what? And then I gotta say this though too. Why are y'all talking and y'all getting stretched out?
That's what they do.
Yeah, why is you talking? You getting stretched out.
Look how now that Cyril Garner's lost, like they're all fucking like ethering him, like, oh, he's got to fight this person, he's got to fight everyone, even though he took the heavyweight champion's belt almost off of him. Garn's got to fight Aspinall, Blades, Miocic, Jones, do all this shit. That's what they're saying. I knew they'd do this shit because they're trying to push him hard, and because he lost, now they're throwing him under the bus. They do it to everyone, dude. They fucking do it to everyone.
They did it to Francis. We lost against Stipe that first time.
Yeah, it did. Look what he had to fight murderers after that.
Yeah. He had to go through like 5 people just to get the title shot.
And how long did that all take? 5 minutes? Like all the fights in total? About 5 minutes? Throughout all those years, the amount of time it took him to knock all of them out, the total time he was in the cage was like 5 minutes or something. Yeah. Not even. Just a waste of time, really. I mean, if you're going to try freeze people out, I mean, maybe make sure it works. I don't know. But anyway, I'm rambling.
That's all right. Sorry. All right, so I'm gonna talk about this one. Now, this shit pisses me off. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not a fan of Colby Covington. I'm not. Who's not? Because the shit that he said. But what pisses me off is what Jorge Masvidal did. Now, that was fucking weak sauce, what he did. You know what I mean? Like I said, he had 25 minutes to do something in the fucking octagon. What George Masvidal did, like I said, he came and blindsided Colby Covington. He attacked him, not by himself, not one-on-one, but he had his guys with him. He had 4 other guys with him, and he had a mask on, and he had some goggles on, so he could protect his identity. And he sucker punched Colby Covington. To me, that's weak sauce. That's weak as fuck, man. Like I said, you had 25 minutes to do something in the fucking octagon, but you don't like how that Colby Covington got into your feelings and he whooped your ass, that you have to go and blindside the guy. Not only that, but you had to bring 4 of your boys with you, which you couldn't have done by yourself, but you had to blindside the guy with the other guys behind him. Like I say, all that street shit, that George Masvidal, he's just a fucking clown. I can't stand that motherfucker.
He wants to be Scarface and say, yo, you okay, Chico? The only thing I got in this world is 2 things. It's my word and my balls that I break them from anybody. That's what he wants to be. He's not Scarface.
Like
you take a Cuban, make you Scarface.
He says some stupid shit. He says some stupid shit, but still, that's weak sauce to what fucking Masvidal did. Like I said, you had 25 minutes to do something. You know what I mean? Am I not wrong here?
I mean, he landed 1 punch the whole fight.
Yeah, but still, watch it. He had 25 minutes to do more than that. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm agreeing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Strip him of
weak sauce.
I was saying this shit years ago when he tried to confront Usman, right? At the I forgot what it was. Was that some convention or whatever? But Usman's like, do something. And what did Jorge do? He was like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna shoot you. This and that. Doing all gun signs, all that cringy shit. And then he walked off. Right? From that moment, I knew he was never serious. Like within that. It's all an act. But I do think some of this is staged because I think that Jorge paid someone to do this. To, some goons to run up on Colby. I really do. But the thing with me is like, Yeah, Colby talked badly about your family, but he's talked badly about all the other, 14 opponents that he's fought, and they didn't go out and do this sort of thing. So, I mean, he talked about Kamaru Usman's father, his mum, he said everything about Usman. He said stuff about Dos Anjos. At the end of the day, you got to take it on the chin. You lost the fight. Okay, the guy's almost 40 years old and he's running around doing this shit. Come on, it's ridiculous. But the thing that really interested me was what Khabib said. Do you see what Khabib said?
Yep, I saw that. He say that boycott Kobe Covington.
Yeah, maybe we should boycott you because you aren't fighting anymore. And the only way that you
understand why people. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I mean, why could be your mom's told she don't want you to fight. Why is you talking?
Surely
Khabib has been talking a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what?
He's been talking, like I said, he's been talking for a lot of shit for a guy who's been ducking a lot of fights. Mm-hmm. Like I said, he didn't want to fight Usman. That's proven.
He's like, he's my brother. No, he ain't.
Right. Yeah, we came from the same mama. That's not. We came from the same daddy. Hey, this is about making money. And I understand his religion when he said like, well, my mother needed me because my father died. But the fact is, don't you have other family members? Don't you have other? Is he only child?
Yeah, listen, man. To me, he need to shut up. I'm tired of his mouth. I am sick and tired talking about him. The only good thing I can talk about that you beat that little leprechaun. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm always gonna be happy for that, and I'm always gonna say something about that. But to be like Brother Watcher and the rest of y'all, I'm with y'all on this too. If you're not fighting, you shouldn't say nothing. Period.
He needs a couple of shut the fuck up because. As far as I'm concerned, again, he talks about ring girls. He talks about Aldo. I mean, he's talked about a lot of things the past year or two since he's been at the ring. Shut your mouth and understand that you are a fucking coward for what you said, and I will never respect you again. Now, fuck off.
Right.
Yeah, and the thing is, keep the ring girls out your mouth. That's not, leave them alone. They're there for a little sex appeal for people who want, after the violence, we like a little sex appeal. If you don't like them, don't say nothing. And, also he says about, he's not a big fan of women fighting. I mean, you are just, he's a sexist. That's true for it. I understand. And,
look, man, it's just a dude that talks shit. He talks all this shit behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Again, everyone's got an opinion, fine. But you like Khabib agrees with this because remember with the whole McGregor thing, right? I don't think McGregor started that all. I think what happened was Artem Lobov said something. He said his opinion about something that was happening in Dagestan, and Khabib got his little feelings hurt. So him and his goons in hoodies decided to corner Lobov and intimidate him and threaten him. That they'll kill him, this and that, and that's why McGregor did what he did at the bus. And as much as people dislike McGregor,
right,
people tend to overlook that bit.
That is true.
People tend to overlook that bit of what really started this. Khabib is a very sensitive individual, very sensitive. And he's done a very good job at promoting really his beliefs and religion and market it. Remember what Dana said about the Gaethje fight with Khabib? He said this is the biggest media thing. He's worth $1 billion in media or whatever, some shit like that, right? So this is no surprise coming from Khabib. He's a fake, bitter, sensitive idiot that can't help himself. Simple.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely. I think that he's been doing this for a long time, but I still say, and he do it for a long time, and it seems like nobody ain't calling that up. I said beside us, maybe just a few.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, he just needs to, focus on your business. Don't talk about everybody else's business. You know, unless you're gonna come back and get back into the game and improve something to us, then like Watcher said, shut the fuck up.
And you
You
know
know,
what? I really want to say something, but I don't. I'm trying not to be disrespectful, and
be
I
this.
be. I no no. I know because I want to. I'm trying to, but Khabib, I want to know that why you letting your mother holding you back. I'm trying to be nice. I was gonna say why your mother.
You,
Why
you,
you what? Why
you,
you? Why
Surely,
you?
surely a 30-year-old doesn't listen to every single thing his mother says.
Right.
hmm yeah. I know there's things my mom tells me I listen to my mom, but then as I'm a man, I got to make my own mind. You know,
I'm just saying that I'm trying to be now. I mean, like to be your mother is really pulling your coattail. I mean, she have a
you,
whole lot to say, and I'm well, trust me. I'm trying to be nice.
don't be nice. Be disrespectful. Be disrespectful.
I
Be,
can't. I mean, to be. I mean, just saying. Now, I want to know: do you have your own nuts?
like do like in the movie World House. There's a time to be nice, and there's a time not to be
I
nice.
understand now, but you get what I'm saying. To me, I
Yeah.
want to know: do you hold your own nuts?
Is he married?
Who's that?
Khabib.
I don't even know.
Who
I can't
cares?
answer
But
that.
I know who he's married to.
Well, they say a boy's best friend is his mother.
Hold on, George, you gonna make me say? I'm trying to be nice. I'm just saying that he's not holding his own nuts. Not so I know.
Like I said, it's just there's a lot of these fighters who are fighting who in this game because it's about he has money, he has his wealth, he's happy what he wants to do. So like fuck him, let him go ahead and do what he needs to do, let him be happy what he got. We can't be worried about him. Let's worry about the people who are here, who want to fight, who are still in the game, who want to test their mental. Like metal sharpens metal, and if you're the type of person who bends when you get put to the fire, then there's no point. You just waste of time.
Yeah, but see, we'll get back to the point. I mean, change the subject. But this Dana person do not want to do that.
The problem with Dana is he's a bitch. He can't when he sees something that's making money for him. He don't want he's a pimp. He's a pimp. And when he loses bottom bitch, he's like like right now his Collins bottom bitch. He's off somewhere drinking whiskey, chasing driving sports cars in the back roads of Ireland somewhere. We may not ever see Colin come back because when he got that money from the Mayweather fight, that dude got rich. And that's the thing. That's why he don't want to put up fighters pay because it feel like fighters gonna act like that. No, it makes what it does. It helps some of these fighters relieve a little pressure on their finances. They can probably pay for a good fight camp and also take care of their family. This guy here now, Conor, LaFarge Lucky Charms, he is practically a millionaire. He was. I was watching when I was watching the whole fight night. They was showing commercials where he's like promoting his whiskey, and donating money to first responders. I said, first responders, you keep that money, Conor. You can use it for paying your lawyer bills. With all lawsuits you got probably on your back. We appreciate you for helping us out, but man, you need a better thing with your money yourself. He needs, like I said, Conley really focused outside of the ring. He needs to go ahead and retire. He maybe get one more fight in. Don't fight Dustin Poirier because he already got your number. Maybe fight somebody like Pimpy or Pimpy, something like that. Test the boy out, see how he does, and then hey, go on. You can do like a Joe Louis versus Rocky Marciano thing if you like. I mean, just move on, man. And I know these fanboys, these kind of simps, they'll be on his titty saying like, "Hey, Conor, you can't leave us. You can't leave us. We do anything, guys, man. We do anything for you, Conor." No, let him go. Let him go. Find somebody who has potential. Push that fighter. Give him an opportunity to build himself up. Don't don't spend too much time on look possible one hit wonders and just just come on. It's just we see it too much in the fight game. When you see somebody, I always remember a fighter by the name of Tommy the Guns Morrison. He was the great nephew of John Wayne. There was a lot of big push about him, but then he fought Ray Mercer, and then Ray Mercer put that sucker out after 5 rounds. It happens. It gets somebody who's is great white hype or just kind of hype. It gets too much push these hypes, and if they fall off, then whose fault is not that person? That's your fault. You invest too much in somebody who does not need to be invested too. Look at the people that you have that have the skill set, who have the talent. Bring them up slowly. Don't try to put them into the limelight too fast. Don't let them burn out fly like Icarus into the sun and then you fall into the earth. Be smart with these fighters. You'll get them along a little bit. See their talent. See what they do.
Yeah, let me say this. 10 Fells. Why you delete his his comment? He just said salute underrated darkness. So why you did that? But don't worry. I'm sorry about that, Mr. Paz. I don't know why you do that and everything. He just said sorry. He just said salute. So I don't know why he did that. We cannot tolerate that. Nah. No, can't do that. Can't do that. Stop. Stop that. Anything else?
I could say the next card next it's not next weekend, but
It's a week after.
Yeah, the week after.
So we say that for another boring card, right? Tell the truth. Can we get ready for that? I mean, do I need some cognac or something? I don't know.
I mean, like I said, it's a lot of big names on the card. I'm looking at it right
now.
Oh,
it is?
Yeah. It's like I said, there's a lot of big names on the card.
Okay. We got.
Like I said, I'm hoping, praying that Gilbert Burns beat Kazmet Chavaya because, like I said, I'm just sick of the shit that they keep saying about this guy. He's the boogeyman and all these stories about him and shit. So I hope Gilbert Burns gets the win, man. And now I hope Aljamain Sterling beat Peter Yan's ass. I don't like Peter Yan. I just don't like that guy.
Yeah, he cheated. Everybody know he cheated. No matter how much people want to think it. Well, he could have kept on fighting. You hit a man while he's down in the head with your knee. What person, even if you're not a fighter, what person wants to keep on fighting after that? And people calling it, I've seen where a fighter has flopped and faked a knockout. That was Ronda Marcos for that girl Pajelo a while back. That girl faked it. Then she had somebody carry her off like she was Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard. Most people get knocked out. They walk out on their own steam. This girl's getting carried off like she's like she's Snow White. After she kissed the prince. Man, that is just But because the brother, he's a brother, and we all know it's about the protection of the complexion. The white Russian, Russians are very popular now. I don't know why he's getting support. I mean, it's funny to me how like good example when foreign white fighters would get support over American black fighters. That's just it's funny.
All I gotta say about all that is just keep an eye out for how that plays out because, like me and Underrated have talked about. It's happened in boxing. It didn't happen too long ago, and it will happen again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, watch. I want to ask you something. That fight that I saw that you were streaming. Well, you didn't really stream it, but you was doing the voiceover. The Malik Scott and that Russian guy. Malik Scott, man. He took a dive. He took a dive to that Russian guy.
Man, I won't even get started on him, but my expression says it all.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, brother Watcher, I didn't mean to cut you off. You remember I'm saying that we want to talk about Wilder, and I thought you want to talk about your channel. but I want to bring it on my channel. That's still an offer. I still want to talk about that on my channel if you want.
I mean, you can, but I can't be doing that with all these trolls around. I'm just keeping it a buck.
No, it's gonna be on my. It's gonna be on my channel.
Yeah, like, dude, you've had plenty of trolls come over, so I mean,
That's true. Yeah,
but like, if you want to do it, because I can't be doing it, because I'm a big target. But if you want to do it, go ahead.
I would like you to come on, and then we schedule a time. We get a few people, and we talk about. We can talk about boxing. Also, we could talk about that. 'Cause I do want to like really, but we gonna leave that to boxing. But we probably leave that like after we end this anyway. So what's we going to do, brother George? Last remarks, brother. Gotcha. Last remarks, brother. Watcher. Last remarks, and then Gotcha. Don't leave that quick yet, please.
All right.
Stay. God damn. All right, I was messing with y'all. And after that, I want y'all to wait for a minute and I make my last remarks and we can close it as a family. All Joe's praise, please.
Well, it's fun to come out with you, brothers. Appreciate that, brother Todd, who came through for a good minute. Appreciate my brother the Watcher, my brother Gucci 23. Yeah, next time, brother, you like 7 man. Take your notos and be prepared for a good fight. And to my man, the Underrated. Like I said, you know what? We support MMA. We support it. We support all combat sports, be it boxing, MMA, Muay Thai, whatever. We like to see these fighters, men, women, anybody, to progress as athletes. We want to see them to have a the better life, better quality of life. We want to be entertained also. But Dana White, you bald headed whisker biscuit, Lex Luthor looking mofo, stop giving us trash fights. If do like Bellator, maybe just do these fight nights maybe once every couple of weeks. You save the time, save the money. Just save the TV time. Maybe somebody like this is me as a fan. Somebody bring back bodybuilding to television. I miss it. That's why I miss.
Got you. All right, brother X8 Gotcha 23, please.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to my brother Underrated Darkness for making this possible. Like I said, if we didn't have the stock, we wouldn't be here this Sunday afternoon talking the MMA talk. Also, I want to give a salute to my brother Watcher, as always, my brother the George Page, as always, and also my brother Todd Aikens. Like I said, thank you, brother, for coming in. Talk. Like I said, I love to listen to your insight. Also, I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you for the 14 likes we got on this video. And also, I just want to say thank you for everybody that's helping this channel grow. Like I said, we just 8 more subscribers, close to 200 subscribers on this secondary channel.
Really?
So we almost close to 200 subscribers on your secondary channel. So we're making very good progress. Like I said, I just want to thank everybody that come by. And also, I would say this though. I know if people who are subscribed to my channel, I'm just gonna say it. I don't hardly upload that much anymore because YouTube is not stable anymore. And like I said, I just don't like to upload and then like YouTube just like shadow ban me. So I'm gonna start to like upload when I feel like it. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be like a couple years ago when I was uploading like constantly. It's just gonna be when I feel like it. And so yeah, if anybody who's like watches my channel knows why I'm not highly uploading it, because YouTube is no longer YouTube anymore. So, but yeah, other than that though, I just want to say thank you all for coming by for this Sunday afternoon. Like I say, we'll be back in 2 more weeks where we'll recap UFC 273. Other than that, peace and love, everybody.
And stay.
All right.
Don't go nowhere. All right. Brother, watch out from down under, please.
Yeah, I'm glad I could get on today. It was good. It was good to have Todd on as well. So shout out to him. Shout out to Xgoucher23, All the Rage, George Page, and of course you Underrated. And yeah, it's good. People in the chat and those watching. Glad you could like the video as well. It's always good. Always good for the algorithm, I guess. And yeah, man, good talk. Good talk I've had. Thank you.
And you say too. Don't leave.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna make it nice and sweet. I ain't gonna do no usual. Anybody that is traveling, you know, destination home, take extra safety precaution because the climate out there is real, and we don't want nothing to happen to you. I want you to go subscribe to each of them brothers here. And let's get to 200 and Underrated Darkness. The channel will be back. Don't worry about that. It's gonna take a little time. So the ones that's hearing me, we're gonna be on the key. I'm still gonna have this channel running, but it's gonna be channel like probably on restream. So it's gonna be at times that I'm gonna have some MMA on here, but it's gonna as soon as I get the Underrated Darkness all the way back. We're gonna go back. It's gonna be like kind of like back and forth and everything. But I'll keep you posted on that. Brother, don't worry about brother. I'll talk to you after. We're gonna talk about that after we end this. But support this. Please support this. Shout out to Coach too. I want y'all, Coach. I want y'all to get CSA's Combat Sports. Salute to you. Thank you. And we know all this too. We talk about MMA. Boxing will be sometime this week. Well, matter of fact, I'm trying to get up a special, but I'm not going to bring it up right now. But y'all will know throughout the week. So on behalf of my secondary channel, also Brother Tar Atkins, thank you so much for your insight. I hope everything is all right with you. If not, reach out to us. Let us know you're okay. But thanks for coming on the panel for your insight. It is very much appreciated. This is the last of the Underrated MMA Sports Talk number 35. Number 36 will be in 2 weeks, the second week of April. And like Brother Gotcha said, it's going to be some big names. So I want y'all to please tell people to come. And we're gonna break down. We're gonna break down some fights and wherever it is, you're gonna hear it. And brothers, take care of each other. So until number 36 will be 2 weeks from today. All right, 2 weeks from today, 7:05 p.m. All right. On that, have a good night. This one is Ghost. Stay blessed, stay blessed, stay blessed. Peace.